Hello everybody, it's day 5 in lockdown in South Africa. So I'll be sharing my Pilates workout for the day with you in this video so you can keep your training at home. I won't be using any equipment, so all you need is a mat. If lockdown caught you off guard and you don't have one, you can fold a blanket into one or exercise on a carpet area in the house. So let's get warmed up. Now place your arms to the back, try not to keep weight on it, and don't sink into the shoulders. You're going to let the legs drop out from one side to the other, nice and gentle as far as the movement allows you. But you do want to use this as a warm-up, so try and go a little bit more in time and relax into it. Get that spine moving, get those hips loosen up. Breathe nice and easy for this warm-up. Then we're going to do a little bit of a breathing exercise. Breathing in Pilates is a very important part of it. You want to always try and breathe into the rib cage. So you want to breathe laterally out to the sides instead of horizontally up into the chest. So place your arms on your rib cage, and when you inhale, you want to feel the expansion into your fingers, and exhale, release them back in. Inhale and exhale. So when we talked about pop rib cage, it's when you let this rib cage frame stick out. You want to try and not do that in Pilates. So when you breathe out, you want to exhale and try and flatten out this rib cage area. That activates the transverse abdominis as well, which is the abdominals under your six-pack, and those are the ones that are important for core training and back stability. So for our first exercise, we're going to do a C curve. We're going to start with the arms in the front, just to get still a little bit warmed up. You're going to inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to roll down and sink into your lower back for me. Make sure you're pulling your navel in, your neck is neutral, and when you come back up, you come right up to your sitting bone. As you exhale, you go down, and as you inhale, you come up. Exhale down, and inhale all the way up to the sitting bone. Make sure you're doing that C curve motion that the exercise is called after. You really want to pull that navel in and round the spine to the back. We're going to do one more. Try and articulate through the whole spine, all the way down and up. We're going to take the arms to the back. This will shift your center of gravity a little bit, so it's going to make it slightly more difficult. Keep your feet flat, but still think about that rounding in the back, coming up onto your sitting bone. Exhale down. Elbows nice and wide. The idea is not to be able to see your elbows in the front. Keep them nice and wide. Breathe out. And in. We're going to do 2 more. Breathe out. And in. And 1 more down. And back. And relax for a second or 2 while we're going to repeat another set. Arms out again. The idea with the arms behind your head is so that you can actually push your head into your hands. So we're going to concentrate this time around to do that. Push your head into your hands as you roll down. Exhale. And come back. You're still pushing your head into your arms. So as you exhale, you're actually trying to resist with your arms the movement going down. And then you come back up. This helps you to use the abdominals for the exercise and not your neck muscles. So the idea of the hands behind the neck is never to pull on it. You actually do want to push your head right back into it. Keep the elbows nice and wide again. We're going to do 1 more. Breathe out. Coming back up. Perfect. The whole concept behind Pilates is eccentric contraction. So we're going to add a little bit of an eccentric contraction to this exercise. Eccentric means that you're going to lengthen while you strengthen. That is what helps the posture to stay nice and aligned, and what helps with that back pain. So when we add an eccentric contraction, we're thinking about lengthening out of the spine as well. So for the start, you're going to squeeze your knees together for me. This is not ideal, but we just want to practice one thing before we go back to perfect alignment. So you're going to breathe out. At this bottom, where you are, then you're going to extend one leg out from your heel but your knees stay in line with each other because they squeeze together. So you can also see the nice two flat lines on my thighs. And come back up. So this is what we're working towards. Those nice two flat lines and back. So legs slightly apart, about a fist apart. We want that relaxed alignment. So we're going to do the same. You're going to exhale and we're going to extend from that heel. But you want to check those knees, they stay the same height. And you inhale back. Exhale down. Make sure you're still breathing. And inhale back. And you're still pushing your head back. And you're keeping those knees in line with each other. Exhale as you go down. Elbows nice and wide. You're going to do one more with each leg. Down and up. And the last one. And perfect. Right. We're going to add a bit of a twist to it, literally. So we're going to turn to the side, we twist to the side, coming up. So you're going to roll down, and as you come up, I want you to give a gentle twist. With this one, make sure you're not bending forward. You're still trying to open up in the chest, elbows to the side. We're going to roll down, coming up, we're going to twist to the other side. And this is also where you want to keep thinking about those knees that stay in line with each other. We're going to do one more to the other side and right back. Then we're going to add another extension, but this time around we're going to change when we do it. So we're going to roll down, but we're going to extend that leg as in the previous exercise, coming back up. So you're going to drop down. Coming up, we're going to extend the leg. Knees stay the same height. You'll feel this is slightly more difficult. It is a nice and deeper contraction into the abdominals because we're working from lower and upper abdominals at the same time. So we're going to exhale. Try and still look at those knees, and you don't want to see those elbows, and you want to concentrate on breathing. And one more with each leg. Nice. Exhale. And the last one. Exhale. Well done. Good. We're going to roll down onto our backs. And then lie flat. And we want to get neutral spine. So this is where the hips are showing right up to the roof. You're going to bring your arms to the back. And for this exercise especially, you want to also do that pushing back of the neck into the hands. So we're going to do a crunchy coming up with the shoulders only. It's a very small movement because I want to make sure nothing from your ribcage down is moving. You're breathing out and you're literally only lifting the shoulders. There's slight less contact with the back to the mat. The elbows are nice and wide and you're looking up at the roof. We're going to do 3 more. Breathe it out. Last 2. And the last one. All the way exhale. And back down. Good. We're going to move into a tabletop position. So knees are coming stacked above your hips. And the more important part is you want your heels in line with your knees or slightly higher. Careful that they don't drop below your knees. You want to almost keep that 90 degrees all the time. For this one, we're going to do an imprint. So now I want you to almost lift your bum a little bit and push your back into your mat to make imprint of the spine. Arms nice and wide. You're going to exhale up and down. Once again, push your head back, breathe out and in. Keep those feet nice and steady. You don't want to lose those positions we just got into. Breathe out and down. And 3 more. And the last one. Then we're also going to add a twist to this one. So you can relax for a second or 2. Bring it back up. And we're adding that twist. So elbows stay nice and wide. And as you come up, you're actually pushing that elbow right up to the roof. Over to the other side. And you're still keeping those 90 degrees in the knees. And you're thinking like, as if someone's pulling the elbow coming up and you're reaching it to the roof. That's it. As you breathe out. And breathe out. You're going to do one more to each side. Legs are nice and steady. It's just the arms moving. You're thinking about opening up from the elbow. And good. Rest it a little bit again. If you do place the legs down to the floor, do it one at a time. We're going to bring them back up though. And we're going to add that eccentric contraction to the exercise. So you're going to exhale and reach one leg, the opposite leg, down to the floor. As if someone's pulling on that toe and you're pointing it towards the wall on the opposite side, you're still thinking about those elbows nice and up towards the roof. And you're breathing out as you lift. And you really want to feel like someone's pulling on that bottom leg because you want that eccentric contraction, lengthening as you're strengthening. That's it. We're going to do two more to each side. Breathe out, lift out of that elbow. And exhale. And for the last one to each side, stretch with that hip down. And stretch one more. And relax. Good. We have one left in our ab series. We're going to take the legs up to the top. And here, we're thinking about pointing them towards the roof. So our 90-degree angle is moved between our thigh and our stomach area. If you really can't, bend them slightly, but ideally you want to try and strengthen to the quads as well. So you want to stretch up to the top. For this one, still, we're going to push your neck back so that you can lift your shoulder blades slightly. And you're going to drop that leg down as far as comfortable while you're keeping an eye on the other leg. This one that stays at the top is not allowed to move. So you bring that leg down as far as you can while the other one is staying exactly where it started. And you breathe out. Elbows nice and wide. And back in. And exhale out. And back in. And three more to each side. So down. Keep a look at that top leg. And still feel like someone's pulling on that leg that moves down. And you're pointing it towards the wall. And you breathe out. You're still keeping a mindfulness on that rib cage. And elbows. And relax. Good. We're going to turn onto our side for our side series. We're going to start in a straight position. We're going to stack the hips on top of each other. So for this part, you want to think hips perfectly in line with each other, so that when you lift the top leg, it literally comes to a point where it cannot move any further. It feels like it's stuck there. If you feel like you can lift it all the way, you've probably rolled onto your bum, and you want to bring that hip back to stack on top of the other one, so they will literally feel like it's coming to a restricted area. This is where we want to train. In that area where it lifts and lowers without having any weight on the bum at all the weight is on the hip of the bottom leg. As you lift up and down, you're breathing out. You're welcome to relax your neck. Going to do two more. Then we're going to do a set quickly at the top, not quickly, but up and down, nice and slow and controlled actually. So it's an even pace at the same tempo up and down, but we're just doing small ones at the top, and you're still breathing out and in, and you're still keeping those hips on top of each other. And the last one, then we're going to do a set full again, all the way up and down, and breathe it out. Keep your abdominals nice and tight, keep that rib cage activated. And the last one, good. Bring the knees in to the front. We're going to keep your toes touching, weight on the bottom leg, and you lift this knee up and down for me. Make sure again that you're not rolling back, shoulders are nice and steady. And as I said, if you concentrate to keep the weight on the bottom knee, you won't flip over so much. It's also still a small movement, and it literally also comes to an end where it feels restricted. It can't go further. 3 more for me. Then I'm going to turn onto the other side. Breathe out. And the last one. Out. And good. Turn for me. Push yourself gently up. Twist the other side. And we're coming back down to flat. We're lifting up and down. Then make sure you're in that restricted area where you lift the hip and it literally feels like it can't move anymore. And that's your full range of motion, where you know that you're exercising in the right muscle and not using the quads to cheat. Last 3. Then we're going to do those small ones at the top. 2. So we're going to keep the last one at the top and do small ones, nice and controlled, at that furthest range of motion. Literally lift and lower. Smooth, all slow and controlled. Same tempo. Last one, all the way down, all the way up. And we do a few more just to work that muscle again in its full range. Down and up. Last 2. And 1 more. Extend on that leg and bring the knees to the front. And we're lifting out of the knee only. Make sure you're very steady on your upper body. Nothing in the upper body is moving. It's just from the knee up and down. Hips aren't twisting. Weight stays on the bottom leg. We're doing a last 3. Then we're going to change positions again. 2 and 1. Great. We're turning on to our stomach. When you're lying on stomach, you always want to concentrate that you pull your navel up. I always talk about a little chicken under the navel, and you want to pull up in that navel to make sure you're keeping a neutral spine. Arms are going to extend to the front, and we're going to do a swimming action. You want to always keep contact with both hips on the floor. That's very important, but pull that navel up. So we're going to exhale, head stays down, facing the floor, and then you're going to lift, opposite arm and leg, and alternate to the other side. Breathe out. So this is where, when you lift, you don't want to see that twist, so that you don't lose connection to the mat with that hip bone. And you want to make sure that you keep your neck down, facing the mat. The neck is part of your spine. Breathe out, pull that navel up. We're going to do 2 more with each side. And this is again eccentric. So think about lengthening and strengthening. Last one each side. Keep those hip bones touching. Perfect. Bring the arms right under the shoulders. Push yourself over into what we call a child's pose for a second or 2. Just to round the spine again. We're going to move on to Superman. It's a position on hands and knees. When you're on your hands and knees, you want to form a box. So we're thinking perfect square. Shoulders stacked above the elbows, hips stacked above the knees. And in that perfect box, we're still going to extend opposite arm and leg out, and it's a reach. It's flat movement. You don't want to twist from that hip. So the easy way is to look at the bottom leg. This knee and hip must stay in line with each other. Don't let it fall out to the side. So watch that hip when you bring it out, and mindful of this one not twisting out as well on the other side. So it's a nice exhale again as you lengthen. Try and keep that box. And breathe out and lengthen. Good. 1 more for each side. It's a very good back exercise. And the last one, nice exhale. And down. We're going to finish our set with a simple plank. So you're going to move your knees slightly back out of your box. Pull those toes down to the floor. And bring your elbows to where your wrists were. So there is a little bit more weight onto the shoulders, but as we lift up, I want you to push weight back onto to the feet as well. Drop your bum and lift your heel, push into your shoulders. So don't keep all the weight in your shoulders, but don't lean into your heels either. Lift onto those tippy toes, squeeze those buns down. Breathe with me for 3 more nice inhales, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and the last one. Exhale, bring the knees in, drop down into that child's pose, and breathe for me, deep in and out, and one more in, and roll yourself slowly up. Good, you're going to do a quick stretch, especially in the spine, sitting nice and comfortable. I want you to hold on to one knee, keep your chest forward and reach this arm over your ear. You're not twisting up and especially not forward. Try and keep that chest open. Move that arm from your right over to the back and move over the shoulder. Bring it to the front, change the arms. Reach over, keeping that chest to the front. Try and relax into the stretch, but reach with the top arm. Bring that arm over and look to the back. Exhale. Relax to the front. I want you to cross one foot over the other. Keep the chest up and try and drop this knee out to the side. Nice breathing. Sitting nice and upright from the back. Change legs. Try and bring that chest up. Push that knee out or just relax it to the side. Place the feet flat to the front. You're going to do a hamstring stretch. I want you to think of a fold position. Pull up, but ribs down, navel in, and I want you to fold forward and try and relax for a second in this position. Breathe and relax and breathe and relax. And the last one, as I said, the next part of your spine. So I want you to stretch in the neck. You drop your ear to your shoulder. You can even place this arm to the back to make sure you get a deeper stretch. Don't twist in the neck. Keep facing to the front. And change sides. Bring the ear to the shoulder. And give the shoulders a bit of a roll. And give yourself a bit of a hug. Keep up the training, everybody. You're doing great.